All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachach, Wadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, and Shalom to the men of the Lord that are prophesying, preaching, and teaching on the highways and byways in sincerity and in truth. Shalom Barakatham. And this is just going to be a real quick lesson here regarding a comment or an interaction that we had during the camp, in which you guys can see the video if you look at the GMS. Kansas City 6 page, the camp that was uploaded on yesterday. There was an individual that came by who shalomed us. All right, he said shalom or shalom, I believe it was shalom, that just walked by the camp, and he had 2 women with him. And the first thing one of the brothers asked him was, I believe it was, is the white man the devil? All right, and you can kind of see that they were kind of hesitant, you know, in their response and their reaction. And that's just one way the Spirit hit the brother, for them to know that they're not serious Israelites. All right, because Jake likes to be a part of things. All right, they like to be down, and people like to salute us, and they honk horns and do all of these different things, but they're not really rooted, they're not really grounded in anything. All right, now we started asking them a series of questions, you know, probing them, and one of the things that was brought up to the guy was, why do you have long hair? Do you know that's a shame to have long hair? And we brought out the precept about how long hair in the law it's a shame for a man to have it. We went to 1 Corinthians to bring this thing out, and then it starts devolving even further, Will, because the woman, one of the women that he was with, she ends up being the one speaking up above him. All right, and bringing up and trying to bring other accounts of the Bible. Now, so you should know right off the bat that that's automatically is going to be a red flag, that these are not individuals that were in the truth. Now, number one, we can just kind of tell because this guy had long dreads. The women were out of order. All right, they had on tight, form-fitting clothing, and we bring that out too. That the elder brought that out, that you women should be dressed more modestly. If you're really in the truth, if you're an Israelite, you know that you're an Israelite. All right. And the big topic that we all found funny, but it's also sad at the same time, was that they mentioned, well, she ended up mentioning that they've been Israelites since 2005, or they known that they were Israelites since 2005, man. You see? And that's par for the course. We get that all the time. And we also brought out that there's going to come a time where the calamity is going to hit, man. You can read Proverbs, the 1st chapter, about all these guys that think shit's sweet until it's not, man. All right, this is Mark, the 4th chapter. Salakia. This is Mark, the 4th chapter, verse 13. And he said unto them, this is Yahweh Shai speaking, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? The sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside, where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. Because when you find out that you're the Israelites, there should have been a whole slew of emotions and thoughts that go through your head. Well, it's like, well, wait a minute. You know, these are the infamous people that everyone in the world knows about. The Bible is the most printed book and collection of books in the history of the world, printed in more languages, all right, and more translations than any other book. All right. So we're very much well known. Everyone knows about the Israelites. So for you to find out that you're those people in that book, that should have sparked some kind of reaction in you. All right. And then when you read deeper, you find out all the things that we were promised. And then you find out that everything that's happening to us, has happened to us, it's all lined up into what we see in reality. It's not just a bunch of precepts that these pastors bring out in Christian churches. You can tie it to real world events. You know, the transatlantic slave trade, you know, the infighting between all of our people, the discord, you know, all the way down to the other different characteristics of our people. That should have got you excited just finding out that you're an Israelite. But here it is. Fast forward 17 years later. All right, you're still out there. That guy was probably high as well too, you know. So Satan came immediately, like it says here. Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. So this word, they basically rejected it, man, and had the nerve to come by and shalom us, man, knowing they weren't right. All right, it says verse 16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness. All right. It says, because a lot of guys, they get excited, they're Israelite, and they just want to be a part of the group, because our people deep down in their spirit, we've always struggled with an identity, man. That's why Esau was able to get us to cling on something as backwards and reprobate as black, you know, because we don't have an identity. We yearn to have an identity. Every group or race of people does. All right. And Jake is no different. So we've clung on to anything that we could cling on to. So when Jake finds out that they have an identity that's way, way above just being a color, all right, Jake gets excited, man. But some of y'all, when y'all hear that, it's sweet on the front end, but then you realize what comes with it. You know, there's a heavier burden. There's a lot. There's accountability. There's a law we have to keep to the best of our abilities. There's a way that we have to conduct ourselves, a way that we have to move. Things of the world, we have to forsake them. Okay? And then when you get to that part, it's like, oh, I don't know if I can do this. But they'll gladly accept the sweet part of us being a royal people, you see? Verse 17, it says, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. All right, and they were offended at the words that we say, man. All right, like the brother said, when it comes to these jakes like that, man, you don't have to hurl any insults or use any pejoratives or anything. All you got to do is bring out precepts, and eventually they're just gonna flee, man. They're gonna get up the street. You ain't even gotta tell Jake to go up the street. Just keep bringing out precepts, and they'll move on, man. All right, and that's very, very, very true, man. All right, it says, verse 17 again, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. But afterwards, when affliction or persecution ariseth for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. It says, and these are they which are sown among thorns, such as hear the word, and the cares of this world, and the deceitfulness of riches, and the lust of other things entering in, choke the word, and it cometh unfruitful, because they want to be a part of the riches. They want to come up in this society. They want to enjoy the downtown power and light district area, and being in mirth all the time, being high, doing whatever the hell you want, dressing how you want, being a part of fads. All right, when the Lord is dead set against this place. Now, if you go out and have a drink, or have some mirth, there's nothing wrong with that, but that cannot be the center of your life, man. There has to be the Most High has to be the center of your life. This word, this truth, okay? And at the end of the day, they care more about the cares of this world than the next. All right. It says, and these are they, verse 20, these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it and bring forth fruit, some 30-fold, some 60, and some 100. All right. So there's the elect, all right, or the hopeful elect, that they're going to hear the word, they're going to run with it. Like it says in Habakkuk, make it plain upon tables, that those that read it may run. All right. So this guy didn't have that, man. All right. I'll get this real quick. It's gonna be a quick lesson, man. This is Zephaniah 1 and 11. It says, how ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the people, all the merchant people are cut down. All they that bear silver are cut off. So the things that you love in this world, these rich people, these celebrities, all of these people, man, all of these celebrities even know that they're Israelites, man. You got the whole matter of Kanye going on, and all these. You can name a bunch of celebrities that have mentioned that we being the true Israelites, okay? But these people are all going to get cut off. Why? Because they're not serious. They're happy with their silver and the things that they've accomplished in this world. All right. And they're not storing up treasures for the next. And a lot of you guys that are Israelites, y'all want to straddle the fence, and y'all want to be like those guys. All right. Y'all still look up to them more than you look up the examples of righteous men. You know, Moses, Joshua. All right. Elijah. The three holy children, the examples of real men of integrity. You don't look up to that. You look up to people who've amassed wealth in this society. But this society, you can only amass wealth, all right, by number one, you can't do it without enriching your enemy. And number two, the things you have to do, you're going to end up forsaking things if you're going to become really wealthy. All right. So these guys, that's why it says all they that bear silver are cut off. Verse 12, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. All right. And Jerusalem is another way of saying Israel. All right. And it's going to be you that know that you're Israelites. So that those people knew. But they rejected it, like the scripture said in Mark. All right. It says, and it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. Now, they may not say that verbally, but that's what they're saying in their mind. The Lord ain't coming back. The Lord ain't going to do nothing. I can always repent. I'm with it. I say shalom, you know. And when that happens, let's just read it. Verse 13, therefore their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. And that's basically code for all of the investments you've made in this society. You know, 401k, your house, you may have a business. All right. You may own a bunch of stock. The Lord is going to erase all of that, man. All right. The Lord said he's going to make it a desolation. It says the great day of the Lord Yahweh is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. And that's just what thing we're warning you of. You can't just think you got it. Okay. Or you got time. All right. It says even the voice of the day of the Lord Yahweh, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. And we're the voice of the day of the Lord, man. Who else is crying out about the day of the Lord? Every weekend we're crying out. The day of the Lord is coming. It's a warning. All right. And we're liking when we bring out we did the Feast of Trumpets, you know, we brought out that we're like an alarm bell, man. An alarm is not a pleasant sound. It's meant to be loud and abrasive. Why? Because it's supposed to wake you up. It's not music. It's a sound with utility. It's get up. It's time to stop bullshitting. War is at hand. Okay. So we're that voice, because the day of the Lord is nothing to play with, man. All right. It says the mighty men shall cry there bitterly. That's how you know. All these mighty men that own weapons, guns, these big 6'5" dudes that are jacked and so-called, all of the UFC fighters, any man you can think of that you would regard as mighty in this society, they're going to be brought down, man. They're going to cry. They're going to bitch up. All right. It says that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, and a day of clouds and thick darkness. All right. So guys that are just in that, hey, shalom spirit, or I've been an Israelite since 2005, and because nothing has happened yet, it's whatever. All right. It says a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers, man. All right. So we're sounding the alarm, man. It says, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. All right. Meaning y'all gonna walk around like blind. Y'all not gonna know what the fuck is going on. You're gonna be terrified. You're gonna be scared. All right. Watch the movie The Purge to get a real good scenario of what it's gonna be like very, very soon. And it's not gonna take long. It's gonna happen suddenly. Okay. It says neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, man. So all those guys you idolize, you look up to, you got these other camps that want to straddle the fence and have sell merchandise, all right, that appeals to people in the world or high individuals of this world. All right, people in the rap community and entertainment community. All right, you're trying to grab those jakes and try to entice them by worldly things. But the Lord is saying those people with all of that gold and silver are gonna get fucked up, man. And it's not gonna be able to deliver you. So you shouldn't be trying to appease to those people. The scriptures say that when my sheep hear my voice. So if they're really the sheep, if they're really of the elect, you don't need all of this shit, all right, to market to Jake. When they hear it, they're gonna come, all right. That's why we don't go around and title our videos with these clickbaity titles. Gets cut up. We don't need to do that. All we need to do is make sure the alarm sound is loud enough. All right. That's why we crank out a lot of videos, and the ones that are going to be delivered are going to hear it, and they're going to be delivered. That's it. Stick to the script, man. All right. It says, for he shall make a speedy riddance of all of them that dwell in the land. All right. And that's basically it on that. I could go to Ezekiel 33 on that whole matter, but I think the point here was made, man. We gotta be in a sense of urgency, man. All right. We're about to face all kind of trials and tribulations, even more so. All right. Pray for the endurance to make it through. Pray that your integrity is maintained. Pray that you're going to endure, that your patience, is fortified against the tests and trials to come, man. Because if we fail, man, we die the same death as sodomites and other wicked individuals, man. So you got to think about that, man. So I'll end it there, man. Lord willing, this was edifying. Call halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash Wa Abba Babal, and Shalom.